ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming to you live at 2:30 in the morning on a Wednesday, 2 days removed from Raw, after recording 2 hours of footage and listening to it back. My name is Nick Cavalli.
My name is Marcus White.
And we are the Wrevolution Pro Wrestling Podcast. We invite you to join the revolution. We are going to break down the episode of Monday Night Raw from 10/7/19. Anything to add before we just jump right into things the way that Raw did?
No, let's just go ahead and get into it.
I mean, Raw literally jumped right into things. Orton and
Yeah.
Corbin absolutely assaulting Rusev, to be interrupted by Bobby Lashley wearing his robe. Excuse me. Let me phrase this as well as I possibly can. Bobby Lashley in Rusev's robe, in Rusev's room, in Rusev's bed, leading him to what comes next? Is he going to be in Rusev's wife? Because that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, so Lana gets in the bed with Bobby Lashley. She then explains to Rusev that she owns that everything they own is now in her name, and they don't have joint checking accounts anymore. No, that's hers. Rusev, meanwhile, looks like he's about to cry. In the center, he's in the center of the ring. Just he's got full baby face.
Then she takes her bra off, and then the lights go out.
So
then Rusev goes ballistic.
Yeah. So Randy Orton and Corbin are just cackling like hyenas on the outside of the ring, and then Rusev had none of that. Beats the crap out of both of them. The whole time he's saying, "You're laughing at me. You're gonna laugh at me." Just. Yeah, that's interesting. So, yeah, you guys wanted a Attitude Era style wrestling back. Well, there you go.
Yay. Well, I mean, hey, it was still a better segment than what we got next.
What, you weren't excited for the biggest storyline of 2019?
You're almost being as snarky as I am when I talk about Maria Kanellis. Natalya versus Lacey Evans, last woman standing. Excuse me, last nasty standing.
It's bad enough that this rivalry is a thing, but
and you put them in a last woman standing match.
But I'm gonna say something that you're not gonna like. I'm sure you people at home are not gonna like. This wasn't a bad match.
What?
This wasn't a bad match.
You mean that Lacey Evans hitting Natalya with a weapon twice, waiting for the ref to count to 9, hitting Natalya with a weapon twice, waiting for the ref to count to 9, hitting Natalya with a weapon 3 times, waiting for the ref to count to 9, was entertaining?
Okay, first, that happened at certain one juncture of the match, but that's a lot of times what last man or woman standing matches are. But
that's interesting when I care about the feud.
Again, I'm not happy to say it because I don't care about the feud. I didn't care about the match, but since I had to watch the match, I got the most out of it. If I'm watching this purely from a wrestling standpoint, because let's be honest, Natalya is a fantastic wrestler.
Yes.
Lacey Evans, no matter how much I hate her, is not a bad wrestler.
Yes.
So these two were able to put on a decent to good match. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it's good.
If you asked me,
it's just not bad.
There were 2 good things about this match. One, that powerbomb, though.
Yeah.
Natalya. Wow. 2 was every time that Lacey Evans threw Natalya's prone and limp body up the half pipe only for it to slide down as though she had wiped out on her skateboard. You know, Vince, I'm really starting to think you do watch our podcast because that definitely looked like a skating move.
If we're going to get more of that every week, then
that's fine.
Keep the stage.
Instead of throwing people through the stage, just throw them up onto it and watch them fall down.
Tumble down.
Yeah, that was the most comical thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, that to be followed up by one power bomb and a 10 count. Now, I guess Yeah, it's powerbomb through a table, off the stage, in a women's match.
But you look at for the majority of this match, Natalya was the whipping boy. Like Lacey Evans was just beating her up and down the arena. She was taking all the punishment. I mean, Lacey Evans even had a trash can with spray painted Natalya on it, and then she threw that at her. And there was a spot where she did a suplex on Natalya on the announce table. It didn't break, but yeah, it was on the announce table. Like, all this punishment.
Okay, speaking of King, you're not attached to the table. Like, these aren't even like headphones that are like corded. Like, you can walk away.
He was just like, I don't know if he just didn't know what to do. He was like, "Oh, you guys got here quick." Like, he seemed like he was just scared.
I feel like King may have been a tad aroused from the match and was afraid to walk away from the announce table.
Oh no, that's not an image I want to put in people's heads.
No, that's not an image I want to put in people's heads either, but I mean, we've seen it with wrestling before.
I don't know what was going on with King. He was just like, even when he did back away from the desk, he was still just kind of too
right
close.
There. Vic and Dio were like, dude,
move.
You can get out of the shot. And he's like, I don't know, should I try to stop him? King, you should try and stop them. That's a great idea.
Move. But yeah, after all that punishment, one powerbomb off the stage, and I'm looking at Nick, I'm like, surely she kicks out, right? 1, 2, 3, I'm like
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm like, oh, that's
last woman standing.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, it counts to 10, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Like,
and most importantly, go Natty, it's your birthday, That is my girl, dude. I love watching Natalya actually do wrestling moves and not just make kitty cat jokes.
Well, yeah, when Natalya isn't acting like a big ball of cringe every week, and she's actually like, doing the graps.
When she was like a heel for a little bit there, and I was like, you're actually good because you're not doing cringy stuff.
When you're doing less talking, more wrestling, that is where I like you.
Yeah.
But that was a match. Again, my opinion wasn't bad. It's just, who cares? Then we get the best part of the night. We get an AEW commercial.
Again. Oh my. Tony Khan, you have no limits. You behemoth of a man. You heathen. I love you.
I did have to. I hate to go back to that terrible match, that all right match real quick, but
the terrible match that you just told me wasn't bad.
It's just, I don't care. But there is one thing that I forgot to mention, and that was the moonsault off the barricade by Lacey Evans.
The one that just caught none
missed.
Of Natalya. So, it looks like she didn't get all of that. You think, Vic?
Yeah.
It looks like she might have maybe touched Natalya with her foot.
Yeah, you may look like Charlotte, but you sure
you
don't
ain't
wrestle
Charlotte.
Like her. Yeah, I thought that was funny. But let's move on.
We follow the commercial with an Aleister Black promo.
Yeah, and it seems like this dude's been trapped in that room forever. Somebody get the man the key. He's been waiting for someone to knock on that door. Well, here's the weird thing. Someone did knock on the door. Cesaro came, and you had a match with Cesaro. Why'd you go back in the room, dude?
Because I'm waiting for someone to knock on the door. And the funny thing is, nobody knocked on the door this time. He just had a match.
Yeah, he had a realization that, oh my God, maybe instead of sitting here waiting for someone to come find me, I should go pick a fight with somebody else. And that's exactly what he did.
Well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure that 95% of people in the WWE locker room probably have no idea what random dark room you're standing in.
Yeah, so he gets up, the
scene.
we yeah, so
that's later.
We get to the Street Profits real quick. They're getting ready for the draft. Oh yeah,
breaking down the draft prospects.
Oh yeah. Is that getting annoying? Because that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Street Profits, but yeah, that was annoying. They're doing the scouting report for the draft, so they talk about Apollo Crews. They call him a blue chipper. They mention Buddy Murphy and Drake Maverick, and they say that Drake Maverick is like Steve Carell, except a virgin. And
no, he's like Steve Carell because he's the 40-year-old virgin.
And they actually, that joke goes on for just a little bit
Probably
longer.
a little bit too long.
Yeah, but then we had a Tyson Fury interview.
And talk about somebody in fight mode.
Yeah, you're really forcing that one, aren't you?
Fight mode.
He says he wants an apology for what happened, or he's going to give Braun the hands. So, yeah, we're going to see what happens later on.
He really showed up in fight mode.
Yeah, so next...
For those of you interested in fight mode t-shirts, send me your size.
So next we get the Viking Raiders versus Ziggler and Rude in a non-title tag team match.
Oh, the most fun of things. Non-title matches.
So the whole thing with this one is that if the Viking Raiders win, then they get a number one they are the number one contenders, and they get a title match the following week.
What? This doesn't make sense. This makes zero of the sense.
Well, it makes sense from this standpoint that if you're... First of all, the Viking Raiders haven't lost, so they would, in that regard, be, I guess, the number one contenders, especially if you knock off the champs then. But my thing is, I hate this booking where, like, okay, we're going to have you fight the champs one week just to have you fight them again the next week, this time for the titles. What's the point?
Yeah. So, my takeaways from the match. Again, I need to apologize to Ibar. You did another fantastic job. Eric, you spent way too much time in the ring, my dude. You want me to care about your tag team? Give it to your hot partner. That's all I got to say. I mean, it's not... I've called you atrocious. I've called you boring. Whatever. You're not that bad in the ring, but to have you in there for 75% of a match when you have somebody as talented as Ibar on the ropes...
Well, the thing is, he's not even bad in the ring. It's just his role has been to just be the guy that gets beaten up, really.
That's fair, but you spend too much time in the ring with somebody that talented on the ropes.
I've actually gone back and watched some Viking Raiders stuff from when they were the War Raiders back in NXT. You definitely aren't giving him enough credit. He's actually a really good wrestler. It's just he hasn't had the time to showcase his stuff. But to show you how much WWE cares about their tag team champions, Ziggler and Rude get the jobber entrance.
Yep.
So,
what is with the big guys in WWE being such great hot tags now?
Yeah.
Probably two of their best hot tags in WWE, right? Three. Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah.
Ibar and Otis.
You're right. Yeah, that's a fantastic point.
Good job, big men. Proud of you.
Yeah, this match had 2 commercial breaks, by the way.
Yay.
We get, as you mentioned, Ibar with the hot tag. He had an amazing springboard clothesline. He also...
I never thought I'd see that man springboard. You could hear the ropes and the turnbuckle literally buckling under the weight. But Ibar, my dude, what a move.
Yeah. At the end, we get the Viking experience on Dolph Ziggler for the...
Stop. We need to change the name of that finisher. We need to do them a service and change the name of that finisher for them. Do you have any ideas?
Nah, man.
I don't have any ideas either. Drop a name in the comments for us. What should the finishing move of the Viking Raiders be called? Because Viking experience is way too lame of a name to have for such an awesome move.
Yeah, but end of the day, Viking experience on Ziggler, 1, 2, 3. The Viking Raiders are now your number one contenders. They will face the team of Rude and Ziggler next week for the tag team championships. And then our guy Black returns. This time he's shirtless.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you get a little hot and sweaty when you're in a room by yourself with the lights turned down low and this bright white light coming from what I can assume is ring lighting in front of you and a camera.
Yeah. Yeah. So
speaking of ring lighting,
he says he's going to the ring, and who's there waiting for him? But the biggest return of 2019. It's the Singh brothers,
the Bollywood boys.
Yeah, and they are challenging Aleister Black to a
2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah, you value yourself so little that let's have a 2-on-1. And this match lasted all of 10 seconds. Immediate kick to take down one Singh. Gets back in the ring. Black mask followed by a submission on the other. Match over.
Yep. And that's as quick as it needed to be. Alistair, you, I'm really sorry you have nothing going for you right now because you're a fantastic competitor. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, you really got nothing. So we can just move right on along there too, huh?
Yeah, so we have a Braun Strowman interview now. From his perspective, he says he was only having fun.
And that he feels disrespected that Tyson Fury came into his house, and demanded an apology of Braun Strowman.
Well,
can you tell it's 3 a.m.?
He says that he throws a mean punch and that, at the end of the night, you might get an apology or you might get these hands.
Yeah, Braun Strowman wants to give Tyson Fury these hands.
So then we go on, and what happens next but another interview? Is it starting to, you're starting to get the idea of what this Raw was like? Yeah, so we got another interview with Rey Mysterio. He's got a cast on. He's thanking everyone for their support and saying...
He's so proud of his son.
He's never been prouder.
Never been prouder of his son for taking that beating like a man.
It says he explains that apparently Cain Velasquez is Dominic's godfather.
Who knew?
And that he's the only man Brock fears, and he's going to avenge his family.
Well, I hope he's right, and I hope that they do exactly what I said they should do in our last video. And guess what? I'm not giving it to you. Go watch it.
I want to point out that commercial breaks had been happening throughout this too, so it's at this point that we finally get the OC versus Lucha House Party. But
we had about a half hour between matches.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes.
And
plus.
Who knew this would be a good match? Me? I knew, because I watched 205 Live, and I loved the Lucha House Party.
It shouldn't have been a good match.
But it was. Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
It shouldn't. And, actually, I'm sorry. We interrupt this match to bring you an Authors of Pain promo.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even write that down in my notes because I don't care.
If you didn't mind, we already waited 30 minutes for this match. You can wait another 5, right?
To listen to the Authors of Pain speak in Spanish again about more violence. Spanish? Isn't it Spanish?
No.
What is it?
They're one's from the Middle East.
Dude, I have no idea where these people are from.
I think the other one's Samoan. I'm not sure.
Aren't they brothers?
No.
What?
Yeah.
They look that much alike?
Yeah.
Do you see how much I know and care about the Authors of Pain?
Yeah.
I care zero.
Yeah, no one cares about the Authors of Pain. So, moving on. So, in my opinion, this match should have been a squash match. We talked about this on Monday. This isn't a match that you book closely. It's... Look, if you want to push the Lucha House Party... No, dude,
you're totally right. This should not have been booked closely. The Lucha House Party should have buried the OC.
In all seriousness, if you want to build the Lucha House Party, that's fine. You want to give them some wins, that's okay. But you don't do it against the OC because at this point, it doesn't look like you're building Lucha House Party. It looks like you're burying the OC.
Which they are.
If you're... This should have been a burial. You should have... If anything, yeah, it was a burial, but it wasn't the right one. This should have been a demolition. The OC should have destroyed the Lucha House Party. Instead, it was a close match, and we talked about this a little bit, how, Lucha House Party, if you have, you have Gallows and Anderson...
Yeah, versus, Lince Dorado and Gren Metalik.
That's an amazing tag team match on its own. If you have
and a singles match, Kalisto, AJ Styles.
It's a great singles match, but as a 6-man tag with no purpose, who cares? And again, this is AJ Styles. Shouldn't you be building your mid-card around people trying to come up and, fight for the U.S. Championship?
Or, what are you doing? Don't know, get AJ Styles out of the mid-card?
Yeah, seriously, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, we end up getting a phenomenal forearm for the win on Kalisto, followed by a post-match attack. Then we get a second rope Styles clash on Lince Dorado.
That looked rough.
Yeah, it did. So, congratulations, OC. You did something cool. You beat up the Lucha House Party. Good job, you jerks.
Yeah, hashtag beat up John Cena became hashtag beat up the Lucha House Party.
Way to kill the fiesta. But next we get on to, oh, look, it's another non-wrestling segment.
And another relatively boring non-wrestling segment.
It's Ms. TV with Becky Lynch and
Charlotte Flair.
do I have you? No, you got it. I'm not talking about Charlotte. I'm done.
I'm not going to talk about this segment. You want to know what my notes about this segment are? I will read them verbatim. You want me to?
Please go ahead.
Meh.
Okay, so
Verbatim.
I will. There was two meaningful things that came out of the segment. One was that it announced the tag team match against the Kabuki Warriors,
Which, if I recall correctly, had been advertised earlier in the night.
I believe it had, but that was
Could be
again, they
wrong.
had to
I don't know.
reiterate.
We're a couple nights removed, and I'm sleep deprived. So
And then the second thing that happened was we got the line of the night from Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, her and Flair were kind of going back and forth, talking about title reigns, and Flair's talking about how she's a 10-time women's champion. And then Becky goes, "Yeah, your reigns are plentiful, but mines are meaningful." And wow, would you look at that burn?
only to be interrupted by the Kabuki Warriors and the most, I would assume, the most fiery Japanese promo you have ever heard, because they didn't even subtitle it. It was just
It was just
full-on Japanese.
You have, excuse you, the most fiery promo from Asuka, followed by what I'm assuming was happy, songs about pirate ships from Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane attempting to yell angrily, which is kind of like a German trying to speak politely.
Yeah, it was...
If you're watching us in Germany, I apologize.
It was,
But, you guys got a bad rap for your language.
yeah, it was adorable though. I cannot take Kairi Sane.
And the mashup of their theme song.
Yeesh. Hey, it's about as they spent as much time as that theme as they did on them as a tag team. But yeah, so yeah, they come out and then there's a brawl, and then we get mention of a championship showcase. So it's going to be the Kabuki Warriors versus
Team Man Queen.
I like that. This match, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because it wasn't a very long match.
Look, it wasn't bad, but, if you would have spent a little more time on it, it probably could have been a good match.
It was an excellent showcase for the women's championships. Of course, I'm completely joking.
It was bad.
Yeah.
The
What a better way to build your women's tag team division than immediately putting your women's tag champions in a match against both of your women's champions?
and then Green Mist.
Yeah,
The poisonous mist.
It's
Stop.
back.
Just stop. Stop. I'm done. I'm done. Asuka is not Tajiri.
Asuka's reached levels of not caring. She's so done with not winning matches that she's just screw it. I'm just going to start spitting mist to get my win streak back.
Yeah, please send her back to NXT. If you're not going to pull the Tegan Knox thing that we discussed in one of the previous videos, please watch it. Then definitely send Asuka back to NXT, because that would be the perfect way to unseat Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, but yeah, Green Mist followed by a roll up on Becky by Kairi. Kabuki Warriors win, and then Charlotte comes out Charlotte attacks, and Bliss and Cross come out to help. So that kind of breaks down. That's where we leave that. Then we get
Bliss and Cross stand tall at the end of that. They stand tall together, even though Alexa maybe looked a little upset with Nikki Cross at Hell in a Cell. They stood tall together as friends, and maybe their story is not quite over yet. So hope for you yet, Lexi.
Anyone seeing the Iconics?
Who?
Exactly. So
how about Fire and Desire?
So next we get Would you guess it? It's another backstage interview. This time it's with Apollo Crews, and he's here to announce his match versus Ricochet. And he's excited for this match, but it's his showcase, nothing personal. And then guess what happens next? It's another backstage segment with the Viking Warriors giving a promo talking about Rude and Ziggler joining the ranks of the Fallen, and next week they are going to become the champions. This is followed by
going on a raid.
This is followed by a Ricochet backstage
interview.
This time it's from his perspective. He agrees that this isn't personal, and he's excited for the potential fresh start that will come maybe from the draft. So now we get what could have been...
easily could have been match of the night. Easily.
If you just go another 10 minutes. But you didn't even do that. I mean, this match tapped out at what, like 5?
Yeah, it was unnecessarily short, but both of them got great shows of athleticism in, and nothing was better than that spin-out powerbomb reversal into the Benadryller for the ending.
And Ricochet picks up the victory. The way this match looked like it was going, I thought we were about to get like some NXT type stuff going on. Like I thought we were about to get a classic here, and then just as it was wrapping up, we were getting in that second gear. It was like Benadryller, that's the match. I'm like, what?
Welcome to the main roster.
We have to make room for
a Hell in a Cell video package.
Yeah.
So okay, question WWE, just short question. Why would you replay anything from the least like finish you have had in age? Like the outcrying of fans is almost on the level of the screw job.
The problem is also just the fact that not only did you have multiple Hell in a Cell packages, you were also replaying stuff from SmackDown and last week's Raw, so you just way too much filler, guys.
Well, and this is the thing that continues to get me. Like, the fans very clearly hated it, like, in the arena.
Oh, yeah.
The outcrying afterwards was awful.
Well, you notice how
You don't address it at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, you notice how they made no mention of what happened in regards to that last match, like, at all. Like, as far as they're concerned, who's the Fiend? Who's Seth Rollins? Yeah, Seth Rollins made no appearance. Neither did the Fiend. So, yeah,
then we get Tyson Fury down in the ring with Jerry the King Lawler.
This segment, for as critical as I was of this segment earlier, and as much as I don't want to give it praise because I know where it's going.
It was fire. It was straight fire.
The Mark and me just got a mark. It was good, man. I enjoyed myself. It was just dumb fun.
Fury comes down to the ring. Jerry Lawler's in the ring about to interview him. He demands another apology of Braun Strowman. Braun comes down to the ring, and they have a great back and forth exchange.
Yeah, they're trading verbal jabs.
Ending with Braun Strowman mentioning that he only retained his championship because of a slow 10 count against Wilder.
And then Fury says, well, at least I'm a champion.
I am the undefeated lineal heavyweight boxing champion of the world. When was the last time you won a heavyweight championship? Oh, wait.
The look on Strowman's face was
know.
Gold.
Like, either Strowman's a really good actor or Fury just pulled that line out.
I feel like they didn't rehearse this going into that because Strowman looked legitimately like...
He looked pissed.
He was like, oh, we're doing that. like, okay.
That look you gave me when I said that Brandon Cutler was a person I cared about. That look was the look that Braun Strowman was giving to Tyson Fury.
Yeah, seriously. So, this, as you would assume, breaks down. Tyson shoves Strowman. They brawl. Security comes out immediately. Actually, security was already surrounding the ring, so they just slide on in and try to break this up. obviously when you have two men of that stature, you don't break that up. So
And
they're just knocking out
They
security.
break the holds a couple of times. Tyson
Starts
Fury.
like delivering rights and lefts to security guards.
And rights and lefts, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's a boxer or whatever. Then the dude knees somebody and was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then he headbutted a security guard, and I was like, oh, dude actually kind of knows what he's doing in a ring.
Yeah, so
And the showing from Fury, even though it was very short, and there were only a couple of times that he landed a hit on anybody, it looked good.
I'm sure, this is a professional. I'm sure if you give him time to train, this could be a fairly entertaining match.
Which is why I'm hoping it's not at Crown Jewel at the end of the month.
Please don't be a Crown Jewel.
Which everybody thinks it will be. Build this. Or give it to us at a pay-per-view nobody cares about so people watch.
Oh, maybe put it on Survivor Series. I'd be okay with that.
That's fine. How about a Survivor Series match, Team Braun versus Team Fury?
I'd be okay with that, too. At least it would be better than what Survivor Series has turned into, which is just Team Raw versus Team SmackDown.
And if Fury's not, super well-equipped to go in the ring, perfect thing to do is throw him in a Survivor Series match. Absolutely. If he is super well equipped to go in the ring, you wait till Rumble or you wait till WrestleMania. Because unless he's been training for this for a while, which to my knowledge he hasn't been, he's not going to be ready to go by October 31st.
Yeah. So then the job squad, the catering crew, all the superstars that Vince McMahon has forgotten about or doesn't care about, and Ricochet, come out to the ring, and they are trying to break up Strowman and Tyson Fury.
And that doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't really work out very well. Eventually, Strowman does end up on the outside of the ring. He
waddles backstage,
and we get a Braun interview kind of out of nowhere. He calls Tyson Fury a tough son of a bee, but then he's going to get these hands. The interviewer asked, so no apology, I'm guessing? No apology.
Then out of nowhere, Braun's just out of the picture again, and he's running down back to the ring to go after Fury again.
Yeah, and that's how Raw ends. The show ends with Fury and Braun going at each other, trying to be held back by security.
All right, so
that was your Raw.
Yeah, that was actually not as bad as a week ago.
Better than SmackDown.
So your match of the night. You do have to pick one.
Do I?
You have to. It is required by law.
Well, I know it was short, but it has to be Apollo Crews versus Ricochet. That was one of 3-4 matches we had on this show.
Give me an extra 2 minutes. I agree with you.
So, what's yours?
Mine would be the Viking Raiders and Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
Again, maybe I'm being hard on Eric, but I think you spent a little extra time in the ring. I don't know if that's maybe because you're saving Ibar for a big run at the end of this feud, like the blow off of this feud, maybe spend more time in the ring, whatever. But I think this match was really good. It showed off the abilities of everybody to the best of the best of the abilities of the WWE. Your MVP for the night.
Tyson Fury.
Wow. Okay, well, we officially have the first person with 2 votes for MVP, and he's not even a wrestler. Congratulations, Tyson Fury, on being in the lead in MVP voting.
It's gotta be, right? I didn't expect this. Not only, no. Obviously, we know if you follow boxing at all, Tyson Fury's a master on the mic.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know he's good to go.
But I didn't expect him to come out and look this good.
He looks like he is maybe a month or 2 away from genuinely being able to just transition and be done. Yeah. It's not going to happen. By no means is Tyson Fury going to quit boxing.
Of course not.
But he looks like he could be capable of doing that within a month or 2.
I think my biggest reason I'm giving Tyson Fury MVP is because...
You didn't care about anything else on the show?
Well, that and the fact that You got me to care about this match. So
A match that you had been overly critical of.
bravo for that, Tyson Fury. You are my MVP.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Tyson Fury. You are currently atop our leaderboard for MVP. Everyone else is tied behind you. Everyone else we've picked at 1, and then everyone else in the entire world, all the remaining 8 billion people, are tied at 0.
Yes. So that is our Raw review. That concludes not only this episode of the Wrevolution podcast, but our long night of recording.
The now 3, maybe 3.5 hour marathon of taping, the reviewing the audio, charging the camera between it because the camera is not a marathon runner.
Yeah.
The endless amount of drinks we have gone through, non-alcoholic, of course. We finally have caught up. We are planning, fingers crossed, because clearly it didn't work out last week, but we are planning to shoot our videos for NXT and Wednesday Night Dynamite on Thursday night.
Yes.
Hopefully to have them uploaded by late Thursday, early Friday. The Friday night SmackDown video, hopefully we could get up that night. We're going to have to talk about our schedule because that just came out.
Yeah, so if not Friday, then maybe Saturday.
Yep.
So we'll see. But as always, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell.
Check us out on our socials down there. And don't forget to join the Wrevolution.
I genuinely thought you were going to cut another line. My name is Nick Cavalli.
I'm Marcus White.
Have a good night. Don't forget to join the Wrevolution.
See you guys later.